it's a very technical track, so that means tire wear. Everybody's tires are going to be fucked, even McLaren. But once again, McLaren has the advantage. But there's going to be two. What's going to cut McLaren's advantage is definitely going to be 2 or 3 pit stops. So if a team can do a very quick stint and limit tire dig, they might get a jump on McLaren. But this is the type of track Max likes driving, especially the S's in Sector 1. He likes that type of track. He's the best at it, followed by he's the best at doing it. Nobody else is. I think McLaren, as usual, they'll do well on all sectors, but they need to watch out for the high-speed corners and the long straight because McLaren is continually losing top speed. My guess is that McLaren is going to lose more straight line speed again this week because they have to do some changes on the back of their wing. So to me, they still have a solid lead, maybe 1/10 of a second or 2/10 of a second on the other teams. So they should still be 1 and 2. Russell, I'm not sure. Russell is a good driver, but I think Russell likes high-speed corners more than low-speed corners. He'll do okay with the S's, but Verstappen will outdo him on the blue sector, 14.
I think Russell can come second, really. I just have a belief that
I think he'll come fourth. I think he'll make.
So here's my predictions. Norris will either come first, second, or sixth. This is what I mean. If Norris messes up in qualifying, he's going to be in big trouble. I don't think he can drive from behind. So I think either way, Piastri is going to win, and maybe Norris. Norris might get second, like he could. I think third and fourth is the big one between. I think it's going to be between Russell and Verstappen. I'm going to give it to Verstappen because I think Verstappen will be able to handle those corners better. Because we know that Russell likes corners that are very long, where he can drive slow and break out into a high. He comes in slow and comes out fast. But there's no corners here which gives him that much time, except for maybe from 14. So on high-speed corners, Verstappen's going to beat Russell. On low-speed corners of constant radius, Russell might be equal to him because he'll come out faster. But he won't have a corner that's long enough for him to come out faster. I like the corner they had in China. They have one that's very long. Those are the type of corners that Russell likes because he can make up corner. What do you think, Johnny? Then we'll go to Lorato. I heard you guys say something while I was talking.
Well,
what do you think?
I'm gonna go, of course, McLaren 1-2.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna chop I'm gonna believe the hype. I'm gonna chop the dodo that the Ferrari have been saying, and I'm gonna put Hamilton third. This is actually like if that car was like top in good condition. This is actually
it might happen.
They're too disorganized, and this is a complicated track with lots of pit stops. They're going to have a shocker. And it's not really the driver's fault. I don't trust that pit crew. I don't trust that team.
That's another story too. The pit crew, those guys are. I saw like
they're going to mess that race up for the drivers.
Those guys are done. What were you about to say? What were you saying, Johnny? Then we'll go to Lorato. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, like let's say I'm going to go up and say that car is all right, and then because this will be a Ferrari track, and and Ferrari likes all this long straights, straight line speed, and it's going to be interesting because Hamilton is used to coming out of the corners, quick. The corner is like he comes out, so he's going to be. I want to see how he's going to experience this.
Hamilton's also an expert on Suzuka. It's just that they have to get the balance of the car right. That's all.
Yeah. So for me, McLaren 1-2, and then third place Hamilton.
Yeah. So I say Ferrari, McLaren 1-2, then Verstappen third, and Russell fourth. So what were you going to say, Lorato, before we go to Kunle and Afolabi?
Yeah. I think strategy is going to be important. In terms of how teams manage the race, and that's where I think positions are going to be won or lost. Yeah. Depending on how people start, also on what tires.
Be big. Yeah.
Yeah. On what tires they start through the race, and things like that. And tire management, of course, as you said, is going to be top of mind for the entire paddock.
And there's going to be rain on Japan on that weekend, so it's going to be cold. There's not going to be a lot of rain.
It's going to be rainy.
Yeah, 100%, no, 70%, but it's not going to last for long. But that's going to mean that the track is cool, which may help Mercedes.
Yeah. There will be rain on the race.
I think that Verstappen is going to split the McLarens, and I think the weaker of the McLarens is going to find themselves in the battle with Russell. As much as the track suits Ferrari's car, like I said before, that pit crew, that team, doing stuff until 12 midnight, they're just gonna mess up the driver. I mean, they're gonna miss out on a track that the car
they may get lucky, you know, like let's say he's like rolling a dice. They may come up with the right setup. Yeah, they may come up with the right setup, but they don't know how they did it, so they may also get lucky. That's what.
And then they'll get disqualified if they do well.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, two cars get disqualified for different reasons. Wow.
Man, this year is crazy. But you know, Ferrari not doing well is making the season more interesting because Williams and these guys are on their back. So let's quickly do my prediction that Haas and Williams will fight for best of the rest. What do you think, Falabi? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Haas, Williams, best of the rest. They're going to
fight for fifth, sixth, maybe even fourth, depending on Ferrari.
I don't see anything happening with Aston. I'm not hopeful at all. But my own prediction.
This guy's been doing well. Lance Stroll has been doing well, funny enough.
Piastri, Verstappen, Russell, and Lando. I don't know why you guys have so much faith in Lando Norris. He's an error-prone guy.
No, but he has a good car. He has a good car.
He has a good car, but it's a very technical track, very unforgiving. That won't allow any errors. But my own predictions, anyway. I feel Piastri.
Yeah, but what happens with Lando? Lando makes errors. He makes errors when of decision, not really of handling the car. But lately, he's been making handling errors. So you're right. You're very right. This is a very technical track, but because the car isn't like it was last year, the car has moved a little bit and become more pointy. And since that happened, it's clear that Norris is not as comfortable with the car. And if his mindset isn't right, this type of track can hurt him, and he may have a bad qualifying. So anyway, what's your predictions? I think all of us have a valid points. We just have to wait and see. What's your prediction, Falabi?
Yeah, Piastri, Max, Russell, and Lando.
Lando, okay. But you know what? Some people have Lando coming fifth. I was watching F1 on Change. They said Piastri first, Verstappen second, Hamilton third, which makes sense. Leclerc fourth, Russell, and then Norris. But you know what? Even though that sounds crazy, all of these scenarios could play out because they're based on plausible circumstances. We just don't know which circumstances may show up.
Sure.
I think Verstappen first, Piastri second, Norris third, and Russell fourth.
Yeah, I think Verstappen did well on this track last year in October. So this is a track that Verstappen likes. So we have to watch that.
I think Verstappen's going to win.
I think pit stop strategy is going to be very key in this race.
I'm going to put Verstappen as on the podium. Yeah, that's it. But Norris.
Ferrari are going to be racing with best of the rest and the Antonellis